Hey, love bugs, it's Roslynn back at you again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family, as always, thank you so much for the love and support that you guys constantly give me. It is truly a blessing. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell in the bottom so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacts your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are insightful, that gives you good vibes, you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that may be going through some trying times at the moment, needing spiritual guidance, or just needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. While you're at it, give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. And thank you, as always, for the support and sharing the videos, and I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And I'm using the meditation from the channel Awakening Planet, and it's called Positive Mind for 10 minutes, 432 hertz, healing frequency music, destroy all subconscious negativity. Boy, I need that today. The video I'm doing today is called Twin Flame 101, Heyokas, the transition within powerful oneness. Shift may feel like you're consuming vibes of the world within oneself. It sure enough feels this way. And it's like last night, I don't know what kind of moon that was, but I mean, when I tell y'all, I've been having to take a lot of days off to myself, when it's truly needed, because just going through so many different changes and the purging and stuff like that, I have to be able to take that time out just to be able to give myself that self-care. I consume a lot within my purges, as well as the clearing and stuff like that, going through wounds of acceptance. You're facing a lot of your wounds. There was a lot of different emotions that was coming up, because it was like I was okay, for the weekend, but it was just like I was, really drained back and forth, because, I've been meditating, allowing myself to forgive and trying to show compassion on everything. But it's just like when I started getting the visions again, and I know I said this, I don't know, a few weeks ago, but it's like, I got it again today and a little bit yesterday. And it's like, I see all of us as empaths, like in a capsule, and it's just like, I don't know if I can, best way I can describe it is like if you're shaking your head and moving it and you're just holding, it feels like you're about to lose it. So when I'm seeing it, if anybody ever watched like vampire movies and how they make them shift real fast, look extra creepy, and it was like that. And it felt like, if I was just describe it, it was just like the most intense dark night of the soul. And it's just like, you don't know what kind of emotions there's going on. So when I seen it, it's like you see all this darkness, where your light is, getting brighter. But it's just like when I seen it, it was just like I'm seeing all these empaths that, was holding their head, screaming, crying, trying to break free out of this capsule. So it's just basically within yourself. It's like you're going through an empath. It's like an empath placenta, basically. You're going through a rebirth. And when you're going through that rebirth, it's like all things that you have been consuming within yourself, within your surroundings, as well as within the world. It's like, it looks like a daggone roller coaster, emotional roller coaster within oneself. And so when you're doing this, it's like, the way it's being shown to me is like all this darkness is around you, which is representing the wounds, the sadness, the anger, if there's addictions, stuck up in this, confusion, self-harm within yourself. And it's not actually like within, hurting yourself on a physical, but it's just like mentally, spiritually, emotionally, you're dealing with all this heaviness at one time. And it's like, if somebody was to ask you, what are you feeling? It's like so many different emotions that's taking place all at one time. You're purging out what's old. We're heading towards a new path that is redirecting us in all different forms. So it's just like anything that was still in that residue that was still there is purging out. And while it's purging out, it's like filtering, your oneness within yourself, all the growth that's taking place, all the insight that you've been catching, for the last few weeks, even years. And then on top of that, with, the past lives merge together, you're purging out all the things just from your past life as well, all at one time. And with all that growth, then it's just like, even with the surrounding within the world's frequency that is constantly in change, it's like we're purging out that, then we're consuming it because we're pushing our frequencies out to the world, and that's the reason why a lot of empaths are just, becoming one with themselves, on knowing that shadow self that been dormant. I'm not talking about the shadow self where it has something to do with your wounds and, anything that's, based off of hurt or negativity, but it's just that part of you we did not know, give acknowledgement that was there. You had to be able to go through some kind of shift, as well as some kind of trauma that ignited that gift switch. So when you're doing that, we're going through very intense changes at this time. And then when you're doing that, there's so many different things that are coming to the surface where it's like that crying is not stopping. You're just really trying to understand. There's anger, there's anxiousness, just tired of dealing with everything. But we're going in full circle with the transmutation, transitioning, transcension, all these spiritual trances taking place. Then you're dealing with Kundalini ascension, but the most powerful one is that dark night of the soul, because there's things, it's like, there's things that's getting ready to enter into our lives, and it is coming all up at one time. And it's like you're going through like a filter that's coming out. And while you're doing that, just because our frequencies are so powerful because of us facing what we need to face, then there's other gifts that are coming to the surface. Then there's more power and acknowledgement that's coming up from source and divine, and as well as creator. So all these different things are coming onto you, and it can feel so confusing. It can feel overwhelming. You have to be able to take that time out for yourself. And, y'all know I'm heavy on self-care. We're helping so many different people, but there may be certain, relationships and connections that we have, not just with ourselves, but other people. It's allowing you to see, they're giving you that choice where you're in the fork of the road, and then it's just like you're going for an empath review of everything you have learned throughout your relationships, whether it was with friends, family members, spouses, boyfriend, girlfriend, baby mama, baby daddy, immediate family. All these different things are coming up where you're seeing what parts of you that was toxic. There's certain parts that were wounded that you didn't want to acknowledge. There's certain things that you have suppressed that may have been very traumatizing to you, whether it was like from this life or other lives, as well as, something that whatever you got impacted in with this life. But everything is coming to you from all corners, from that, because it's like the more we go through these shifts that is taking place, because I don't know what kind of moon that was, because it was like I was feeling everything. Didn't want to be bothered, sleeping, eyes sensitivity, my eyes were burning real bad. I just stayed in the dark all day. I didn't want to be bothered with nobody. And it was just like so many different things, because I know, everybody has good things coming on into your life, but it's at that point where, especially if you've been struggling to heal from a certain situation that is in a part of that karmic cycle, there's a deep part of you that knows everything is going to be okay. There's going to be more than better okay. There's so many different blessings that's coming to you, but they want us to be able to acknowledge the things that we have chosen to hold on to, things that that can't go with you any further than it's supposed to. You're acknowledging these things, and it's just like, good and well, what things you're holding on to that is no longer needed in your life. And a lot of times we put that on fear base because we feel like we may be messing up something. It can even be a relationship, and you're wanting to hold on to that connection of that relationship that is no longer needed in your life. It was just supposed to connect with you in that way so you can understand the things that you have to break apart from, things that you need to allow yourself to accept so you can be able to forgive and part ways with it. All these different things is coming up where you're seeing different parts of different parts of yourself through other people. And it's like when we're mirroring to them, they're mirroring to us. And it's like so many different changes is taking place where you'll even see when somebody's doing some shady stuff to you. You'll feel that vibration, and sometimes it's like whatever gifts you have, you may be able to even filter out the thoughts that's coming in behind those intentions that's coming to you. And it's like a lot of times it's hard for us to be able to accept those things. It's like you're doing so many positive things, and we know we're living this human experience. So you come around with human emotions. So there's a lot of times you could be toxic with that person, or they could be toxic with you. But these are the things that we had to be able to connect with, because this is no longer serving us. You already know when things come to happen to you, have happened so many times. They want you to be able to filter out this. And you have to be able to appreciate that, because there's so many different things that I'm going through. And it's just like I've been missing my dad an awful lot. So those, that heaviness of grief along with healing has been very, very tense for me. But it was just a blessing. My dad's been supporting me so much, through these situations that I always tell him thank you so much. But it was just like I'm going through different directions of, even when I have this heaviness going on, I can feel the energy that's coming through me, because it's like I said, with the vision that I had, it's just like we're in this capsule, and it's like you have to be able to sit there. It's just like we would see this as a torture device, but this is that thing where, we're going to sit you here, and there are certain things that you already know that needs to be acknowledged. These are the things you need to be able to accept. These are the things you have to forgive yourself for holding on to for so long. And it's like when you're doing that, all these different things is coming up to make you feel like you're about to lose your mind. And then when you're doing that, and the more you're allowing yourself to face it, because you can't run, it got you blocked in. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many good different things that's coming into your life, but it needs to have your undivided attention on these different things that's taking place. So while that's happening, your light is growing brighter and brighter and brighter, because you're filtering out all old wounds, all things that has brought you to this spiritual path of yours, of acknowledging what was forgotten, allowing yourself to have that deeper understanding, even if you're not getting apologies from the people that may have placed you on these situations. Do not look for apologies, because if it hasn't came now, you're not going to get it. And a lot of times that is a blessing towards you, to allow yourself to know, you can deserve, you shouldn't be settling for nothing else better than the best. Allowing yourself to feel worthy of being able to be in situations where it makes your heart sing, where you can sit up here and just cry tears of joy, because you see all how these situations in your life has prepared you for what is yet to come. And, I tell myself that all the time. And it's just like, dealing with so many different things that I deal with, it's been very heavy on my heart. I try my hardest, to be positive, but I also allow myself to keep it a whole lot real, very transparent on that, because it's like nobody's perfect. We're all trying to sit up here and move past the things that has really broke us in so many different ways, and you're yearning for all those blessings and manifestations that we've been working so hard for. And universe really wants to give it to us. But we're at that ending, that time of that ending period for everything to come to the surface. And it's like, it's now or never. You can't allow yourself to keep, going through these patterns, when things are not moving in that way that you want them to. It's moving, but it's just not moving in the pace that you want it to. And it's just like, when I look at every situation I've been in, it's been very hurtful, because it made me put up very thick walls of trust issues from the things that I've gone through. And it's been really heavy lately, to where I'm just like keeping my arm's length on doing things in my life, but also allowing myself to know all these things that has been placed in my life. It allowed me to come with a lot of closure on different paths and timelines that was not going into complete closure from whatever past timelines that I had, but also allowing me to grow from the negativity that turned out to be a blessing in disguise for me. Because it's like, yeah, we go through a lot of pain, we go through a lot of grief. We feel things very deep than average people do. And you're trying your hardest, to see that silver lining, but at times it feels like it's like a push and pull situation that they really want to allow ourselves to know these are the things that we really want to gift you with. But you have to make that choice. You're at that fork of the road where you can allow yourself to keep accepting the things that are no longer serving you in that higher purpose. Being around people that is a clear indication that you need to break free from, or you can allow yourself to go into something that's foreign, something that's new, and being able to be open to the blessings of the unknown. Because it's like you're going through so many different things, you're growing, you're allowing yourself to know yourself on different levels, you're allowing yourself to actually know, these are the things that I really need to allow myself to heal from, because this is keeping me from what I deserve. This is keeping me from the blessings that they're trying to have to give with me. Allowing myself to be able to understand, even when I didn't get the initial closure that I damn right deserve, allow myself to not even worry about that. Allow myself to focus on me. Because it's like when you're focusing on yourself and you're allowing yourself to be guided by the purpose that you're here for, universe is going to go ahead and settle whatever mess that you got surrounding you that brought you here. Nothing stays in the dark forever. It's, what did they say? 3 things you can't hide: the sun, the moon, and the daggone truth. Half the time it's your way, your truth, and it's their truth and the truth. So a lot of these different things are happening very heavy, and it's happening very powerfully. You may be sleeping a little bit more, you may be a little bit agitated, you're putting yourself in that hermit mode, you may be having issues with your solar plexus, having massive headaches, you probably can't even deal with light. Your eyes are being very sensitive to light. It's like when I noticed yesterday, I was purging so much, and every time I purged a big chunk out of myself, those higher vibrations of ringing was getting louder and louder and louder. And then I felt the middle of my forehead, it felt like it was swelling up. So I know there's a lot of intake that I'm taking in within the upgrades and the downloads and all these synchronicities that's coming in. And then my intuitive vibrations are very sensitive right now, and they're spiked. So it's allowing me to be able to understand, even through the worst of the worst times, those were my biggest blessings, because it's allowing me to see truth for what it really is. And a lot of time when we see that truth, it's not something pretty, but these are the things that is deserving of you. Even when it can leave you that vibe that, left a bad taste in your mouth, or this was very hurtful, this. It's allowing you to know we're purging these things out. You're disconnecting because you learned whatever you had to learn from that interaction or that certain path you were being placed on. Now it's redirecting you towards something that's more better. And a lot of times when all these different things is taking place in your life at that time, it needed to come to full closure. So there are so many different things that come on, and it may be heavy to you because it's like, you gave support to certain situations, or you gave support to certain people, and it was taken for granted. But it's okay. At the end of the day, you still gonna come out on top. And it's just because the fact is you're allowing yourself to be strong and keep moving forward, even when you really don't know the gist of everything that's taking place. It's like a need to know basis. You're gonna start receiving clarity. You're gonna start allowing yourself to not question the universe's motives with you, because it's like you can question the next person sitting next to you, but you never should question the universe. Everything that we're going through has a deep purpose for those, and that's what they want us to be able to understand. They don't want us making any kind of decisions, being hasty about deciding to do stuff when you're in your emotional dysfunction. And when I mean emotional dysfunction, when you still have all this stuff coming up and you want to talk to somebody, no. This is that time you need to be with yourself, meditate, go out and go out in nature if the weather permitted, wherever you're at, and allow yourself to be able to integrate, allowing yourself to break free of those things. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video, y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank you for the loving vibes y'all been constantly giving me, the kind words. It is so appreciated on so many levels. And like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop a line. I love for you to be able to get in contact with me if you have any questions or concerns about your spiritual path. I try my best to answer, all your questions, your inquiries, whatever, the best of my ability. If I can't I can't tell you from my experience, I always try to make sure I get the information that you need that gives you a deeper understanding about your path of purpose. So like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop a line, share, tell somebody about the channel, and I will see y'all in my next video. Much love. Peace.